Fraley, and I'm here to discuss what I did my research topic on for English 102. And the topic was President Truman and his decision to drop the atomic bombs in the war. President Truman himself said in his memoirs that the presidency of the United States carries with it a responsibility so personal as to be without parallel. The main reason I wrote this research paper was the fact that I'm fascinated by the fact that one person, one president, had to make such a monumental decision. I asked myself, what would I do? And I'm not sure that I know the answer to that question. However, along the way, I came up with some really solid research, and thankfully, I have become more knowledgeable on the reasons why President Truman decided to drop the bomb. There were some very solid points, but I've picked just a few to sum up in this video presentation with you. Number one, and the most important point, was that President Truman considered the human cost, the fact that so many lives would be lost. The second point was that he considered the financial burden that it would cause on our country. And the third point was that President Truman was concerned with the fact of ending a war that was plaguing our nation. World War II killed generation after generation of young men. Unless you've lived during that time, it's hard to understand how many lives were affected by all of this and how many lives were lost. It was the biggest price that anyone could pay. President Truman did not want any more people to lose their lives than was necessary. After dropping the bomb, dropping the bomb would solve what he was prepared to do it. Another point was the financial burden. A world war can bankrupt an entire country and send their economy into a tailspin and send it back for generations. Truman definitely considered the cost when he made the decision to drop the bomb. And for the third point, the world was tired of war. Everyone was tired of this war from 1945. To even imagine that the war would keep dragging on for another 5 to 10 years was the worst case scenario for the entire world. No one had ever had to make a decision this big in the history of our nation, and we hope now, with a better understanding of the atomic bombs, that no leader will ever have to make this decision again. Either way, I believe that Truman made the right choice by dropping the bomb in 1945. Number one, because he saved lives by dropping that bomb. Point number two was that he saved the world's economy by dropping this bomb. And number three, he saved us from a long, drawn-out war. Now, as to regards as what source I found most interesting, it was definitely President Truman's memoirs himself. To read his own words about this time of our nation, I really found that the most interesting. As to what I found the most challenging, I think that I would have to say that it was using the online library. I found it much easier to pull out books in print and have them in front of me and be able to read them in person. Well, that pretty much sums up. The best thing I can say about the whole experience is that it was very challenging, and I feel like I've come out a stronger writer and a stronger researcher. And I want to thank you for a great semester. Thank you.